Why are we discussing sales on a marketing course? It's because SaaS sales complement SaaS marketing, and without a strong sales process, marketing will not succeed. So we must ensure that the sales processes are well defined before we move ahead with other strategies. Building a blueprint of your sales organization to follow is one of the toughest challenges in scaling a SaaS business. This is especially true when, as is often the case with disruptive technologies, you are selling into a market who has no awareness of the problem you are trying to solve and definitely no budget for your solution. To complicate matters further, even once a sales process starts to take shape and you begin to see results, how do you make sure that the process is ready to scale? Building a scalable SaaS sales process needs some work. Take a look at companies like Salesforce, Pipedrive, or HubSpot, who are a major success today because their processes work, and they work really well. So to structure a solid sales process, I'm sharing some steps that we have seen working for hundreds of SaaS companies we have worked with. Step number 1, have every resources ready for the sales team. The success of your sales process lies within how well you enable your sales team. That is, how well you provide them with the information they need to sell more effectively. It might sound deceiving, but enabling your sales team is not so much about the sales team as it is the modern buyer. It's about understanding the buyer's wants, their needs, their desires, their pain points so that your salespeople can help them find a solution. You can enable your sales team by providing content they can share with the buyers seeking information and equipping them with internal resources and tools such as reporting dashboards, benchmark data, and best practice documents. At Innofite and Allride, we provide a huge number of resources to our sales team so that they can help our prospects with every information they need. We have information stored in multiple formats like documents, worksheets, templates, audio, video, training, starting from company story to products and services brochures, promo and demo videos, internal demo system, portfolios, case studies, testimonials. Our marketing team ensures that every possible data is with the sales team when they go out to close a deal. You have to do the same. Step number 2, define your sales process. Your sales process should include every single repeatable step that your sales team takes as it moves a prospect from his or her early stages of awareness until it converts that contact into a customer. Your sales process should be clear, goal-oriented, measurable, and most importantly, customer-centric. The stages of sales that we discussed earlier in a SaaS flywheel should be clear to every sales team member. Also, you must be sure that these stages of your sales process are visible to not only your sales team, but your marketing and executive teams as well. This can be accomplished through implementing a customer relationship management system, that is a CRM. There are multiple free CRMs that you can use for this. Until you need an advanced features of a CRM, you can go with free CRMs like HubSpot or Zoho. A simple CRM will be useful for you to manage your pipeline and leads. These CRMs allow you to keep track of all active and inactive leads and where they are within your sales process. In your sales process, you also have to take care of multiple aspects of sales. Let me tell you 5 major areas you need to pay attention to. Number 1, define your leads. If you have already defined your product's buyer persona, then you now need to define the difference between a lead, qualified lead, MQL, and SQL. Keep in mind that an MQL is an attractive lead that is not yet ready for contact with sales, but an SQL is. Understanding the difference between these types of leads will allow both teams to understand who is responsible for each. The second area is set smart goals. Goals should be set in order to hold both teams accountable. Examples are the number of SQLs that a marketing team should deliver or a percentage of SQLs delivered that a sales team should make contact with. Keep in mind that all goals should be relevant, timely, and feasible. Point number 3, define the handoff. From marketing to sales and from sales to specific reps, you must define ahead of time which leads will be passed from one team to another and how lead routing will occur. In our case, we use Zoho CRM. We have used other CRMs also earlier, but at this point of time we are using Zoho CRM, and the complete lead routing is taken care of by Zoho CRM. So a lot of things are automatic and rest of the things are done manually. Point number 4, implement a lead management system. This section should establish what happens to leads once they are obtained. Will they be enrolled in a 6-point workflow before being passed to the sales? Should sales reach out to them once every 3 days for 2 weeks? When should leads be discarded? As leads move through the inner departments of your company, be sure that these changes are reflected within the CRM as I mentioned previously. And 5th point is prepare a complete customer flow. As soon as you close a deal, you also need to have a very structured process to ensure that the client gets what he wants. A customer who is going for a free trial or has already paid must see a smooth, hassle-free transition to use the product. You also need to align your customer support team automatically once there is a new paying customer. So guys, I have briefly described the sales processes that you should be aware of when you are focusing on marketing. The knowledge of how SaaS sales work is crucial for every marketing person, and that was the reason I have covered it here. The information I have shared with you here is too short and only for the purpose of informing you how SaaS sales should work. A complete SaaS sales strategy isn't part of this course, and I'm going to cover that separately in a SaaS sales course soon. With that, let's move on to the next lecture where we will discuss a very important strategy, your website strategy.